Oftentimes you go to old museums and look at art books, you see pictures of oftentimes monks, and they're standing there in a window and they're holding a skull and they're looking at it, and you think, well, that's kind of dark. It is, but you need to understand what really is going on there. It's the contemplation of mortality. He's not just looking at a skull. Do you know what he's doing? He's looking at himself. That monk knows this will be me in a twinkling of an eye. Strong men grow old, and old men die. Yes, strong men die. Men who are genius die. Strong men grow weak and die. All men die. Have you really grasped that as a man? I don't mean just played around with it and laughed and told a joke about it. Have you sat down and really thought about this? You're going to die. And everything you lived for outside of the will of Christ is going to burn. Everything. You say, well, but I'm not a missionary and I'm not a preacher. If you're in this church, you know better than to use that language. You can be a policeman and be a policeman every moment of your life for the glory of God, and he takes it as service. You can be a doctor. You can be a ditch digger. You can work construction. So don't play that game. It doesn't matter who we are. Missionary in the Congo or construction worker out on the highway. If we know Christ and Christ knows us, there's no longer the division of secular and sacred in our life. Everything is sacred if it's offered to him. And he takes it as service to him. One of the most life-changing things that I experienced before I was converted. As a matter of fact, it's one of the things that led to my conversion. My father, I was many times afraid of him. He was big. He was strong. He was good. I wanted to be like him in so many ways. We're running with a roll of wire, putting up a fence for the horses. Put a pole between the wire, one man on one side, one on the other, and you roll it out. And all of a sudden, when we were talking about upcoming basketball season and all kinds of things. And all of a sudden, I looked down, and then I heard him scream. I felt the wire drop. I grabbed him. We fell to the ground. He was dead. I realized at that moment, it didn't matter if I was like my father, who I never thought I would be like. It doesn't matter. He's dead. Strong like him and die. Courageous like him and die. Successful and die. Intelligent and die. You fall in love. You lose her in the end. You need to contemplate. You need to get away from media and contemplate your own death. And contemplate everything you have invested in.